Welcome everybody, Football Manager save, here we are again, drive for a dynasty with Arsenal Football Club and episode 21 if my count is correct, and you've missed one game, but we'll kick off the episode with this United game, don't worry, just 1-0 against Watford. They parked the bus on us, they scored early. We equalised and Ozil missed a penalty. It was a mess. But the main reason I brought you back is for two things. One, it's the Champions League draw. Obviously, we will be up against a seeded team. The dream is Shakhtar. Lyon would be funny. But yeah, really, Shakhtar, Lyon. I'll take Leverkusen or Napoli. Just the top four I do not want. So let's see what happens here. Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid. Roma gets Barcelona. Real Madrid gets Bayern Munich. Of course, we can come up against an unseeded team. I forgot about that. I'll take Benfica, please. No. It's not Juventus. Not Juventus. Leverkusen. I'm happy with Leverkusen. Let's see who Tottenham and Leicester get. Tottenham gets Juventus, which means Leicester gets Shakhtar. And Leicester, I'm tipping Leicester to go big here. Nonetheless, does that mean we're at home if we're on the left? I always forget. Always forget which way is which. But we get Leverkusen, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. And the other thing is, here we go. The club's current wage budget. It's far too small. I would like to make a request to the board. To reverse scanning knowledge. I accept. I'd like to make a request to the board. Increase our profile. I accept. Request to the board. Successful use system. I accept. I decided that I'm happy. With that. Cool. And we got offered a new contract. I think 125. 5 years. Don't need that. Let's just accept it. Locking us in for 3 more years. And there it is. We have re-signed. And Mesut Ozil is happy with this re-signing. Well guys, I'll catch you in the United game, which is just around the corner. And then, I don't know, maybe just that game. Or maybe we play the Bournemouth and United game. We'll figure it out. I'll see you then. Yo, what is up guys? And we have made it to the United game. Of course, there were a few fixtures in between. Being the Stoke game. Where we won 3-0. With 3 well-polished goals. We'll generate this match report. Quickly pause it. Switching into direct view. And I'm pleased we have kept our winning ways going with these two. Not so much of winning ways, 2 in a row now. Because we did draw that one against Watford. But we have stayed unbeaten. Now the first goal came through Renee Adelaide from memory. Yes it was. Lucas slipped in a little pass. It was actually Iwobi, my mistake. And Iwobi finds the back of the net for the first. The second was through Alexis Sanchez. Cazorla crosses it in. Iwobi back to Ramsey. Ramsey lays it down and Sanchez plops it into the back of the net. And the third was Sandy Cazorla. I don't know where I would Renee Adelaide. Anyway, Nelson coming forward here. Nelson crosses it in. It's cleared. Ramsey though finds Cazorla, who puts it in the back of the net. So he won that one 3-0. Then Bournemouth game. This one was where Iwobi scored. First was an own goal. I thought it was a bit stiff that we didn't get awarded a goal for this one. Thought, yeah, probably should have been given at least an assist for it, to be honest. As the highlight is loading. As we'll see here, Cazorla crosses it in. Gabriel heads it towards goal. And Smith kind of just redirects it. Was it wide? Was it going in? Tough to say. But nonetheless, it was a goal to Arsenal. And the second was Jeff Rene Adelaide off the bench. Now El Neni on the ball here, played it to Cazorla. Cazorla found Giroud, and Giroud just played in Rene Adelaide on that left hand side, tucked it in near post. And Reece Nelson also had got 2 games. Then one as a substitute, the other one starting, of course. So Nelson substitute there, and Nelson substitute there. And now we found ourselves at the United game. So, can we keep our winning ways alive? Hopefully so. I believe we are at Old Trafford from memory. So really, just don't want to be defeated, to be honest. I'll take a draw, but a win obviously is the goal and what we will be chasing. We are tipped as favourites here. Ever so slightly, but we are tipped as favourites. Assistant, you deal with it. Now, this is the lineup I've gone with. What I think our current full strength lineup is without injuries. So Mustafi, Koscielny, Ake, Chamberlain, Bellerin, Ramsey, Ozil, Iwobi, Adelaide and Sanchez. I believe that's our full strength lineup because Walcott is obviously injured, which means Adelaide comes in. And I believe Ake is actually better than Xhaka for us right now. But that is where we're going, and I'm going to passionately tell that this is for the fans. Big game against a traditional rival at Old Trafford. So, big expectations. Let's switch back to 2D Classic and get into the game. We have kickoff here. Sanchez goes outside to Iwobi. Iwobi back to Ozil. Ozil, Sanchez, Iwobi. If we could work something off kickoff, that would be brilliant. But it doesn't look like that's going to be true, as Mkhitaryan goes to Daily Blind, and the highlight ends there. So who will draw first blood? It may be United though, as they are in possession here. Pogba down to Blind, who looks for Mkhitaryan, doesn't find him though. Mikey Smalling will pick it up, back to Pogba. Pogba coming forward, Ramsey with a brilliant challenge. Finds Alexis Sanchez, and let's see if we can get a bit of a smash and grab here. Sanchez goes to Rene Adelaide. Adelaide inside to Ozil. Ozil finds Sanchez. Sanchez makes it 1-0. And a brilliantly well-worked goal from Sanchez. With plenty of 1-2s. Ozil getting the assist. And really, Sanchez was the architect there. Even though he did get the goal, he also managed to create it for himself. You'll see Sanchez plays 1-2 with Adelaide. Oh, it wasn't a 1-2 actually. It was a little bit of triangle action. I thought Sanchez passed it back to Ozil. And I was mistaken. Nonetheless, though, 1-0. With Rene Adelaide getting a bit of a hockey assist there. So we take the early lead, 1-0. We've dominated possession. And now let's see if we can put some scoreboard pressure on them. By getting a second. But it could become way as Ibrahimovic's head. But Cech gets the save, commands the cross. Now Arsenal look to go forward here. Ramsey on the ball, back to Koscielny. Koscielny all the way back to Cech, which I don't know about, but Iwobi gets the clear from Cech. Back to Alexis Sanchez on the inside, loses the ball. But Ake manages to cut that pass out and regurgitate possession. Now Iwobi has it. Iwobi cutting inside, finds Sanchez outside the area. Sanchez though, inside, looking to go across his face. But De Gea covers the near post, pads it wide for a corner kick. So Arsenal have had 2 clear-cut chances so far. We only found ourselves 1-0 up, however. Luke Shaw, who we know has a bit of pace about him, finds himself in space with Rene Adelaide trying to chase him down. And Adelaide does well to win the ball back, but that is the end of the highlight. Once again, United in possession to start the highlight. Arsenal quickly winning it back this time though, as Iwobi boots it forward to Sanchez, who keeps it in play. Sanchez cutting inside, nothing really on there, and Herrera tackles the lad. And Herrera now with the ball in the centre of midfield. Herrera Goes to Shaw. Shaw forward to Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic to Pogba. Pogba coming forward. Finds Martial on the left wing. Martial in the box here on the left hand side. Crosses it in. But Stuffy does well. Ake with a little redirect. Finds Ramsey. The ball hasn't touched the ground for a while here. And it's still in the air. And here Shaw gathers possession. And it is on the ground. Now Pogba coming forward. Outside the area. But tackled by Mustafi, and Ozil gathers up the pieces. Ozil tackled by Pogba, who finds Ibrahimovic, who hits the post, hits the woodwork there. Ozil was poor with the ball at his feet, and we were fortunate to avoid letting United score there and make it 1-1. Changes are necessary. Obviously, tactically, we've got the run of possession so far. We just really haven't been able to get shots on target. See, once we're getting the ball into their half, we're locking it in. Problem is, once they're getting into our half, we're really struggling to get it out well. But here we've had a decent little run of passing the ball well. Haven't really registered all that many shots though, which I'm alright with, as long as they're good shots. As long as we're not blazing it towards the goal with reckless abandon. I believe we have been a slightly better side. Our chances have been better, even though they have had more shots, but we've also dominated possession here against the big boys of Man United. Now, fitness could come into play here. As you can see, United's struggling quite a bit, actually, compared to us, who have rotated well. We rotated well with our two previous fixtures being Stoke and Bournemouth. And, oh, wow. Wowee, this is a big game. And it really is all about the fans, this derby. Now the lad who's struggling is Renee Adelaide. And that's no surprise in a game this big. But we didn't really have anyone to bring in for the lad. As Bellerin is in possession here, goes back to Petr Cech. Change I may make in the early 50th minute mark. The early 50s is I may bring Renee Adelaide off and rotate Oxlade-Chamberlain up and bring in a new left wing back. And actually Renee Adelaide's been decent to start off the half. We'll see how he goes. Renee Adelaide back down to a 6.5. I think it is time to make that change. So I'm going to bring Oxlade-Chamberlain up for Renee Adelaide. Renee Adelaide switch with Ake. And then I'm going to bring Francis Coquelin in as a halfback to really look to shore up the defence. Yeah, Renee Adelaide just isn't ready for a game this size yet, I don't think. Due to injuries, we had to throw him in there, take a bit of a risk. Now, Oxlade-Chamberlain finds himself more forward than he has been usually this season. I think he's only played on the wing once. It's mainly been right there, back at left wing back for most of our games played, but he has a role to play now in attack. Can we grab a second? I'll be very pleased with the second, but a 1-0 I'll gladly take against United at Old Trafford. And look at the top 5. The top 5 is really set apart with City so far down the table, aren't they? And it looks like we just may hold on. Ake really struggling for fitness. Got a minute left to play. Lexi Sanchez crosses it in. Finds no one. Ake. But Mata swoops in. And Ake is struggling for fitness here. He's very tired. So if it gets into a running race, he may struggle. But Arsenal are able to hold possession so far. Chamberlain loses the ball to Shaw. Shaw looking for Ibrahimovic. Koscielny does brilliantly there. But it's a fight now in the middle of the park. Ozil gets it though. Herrera plays in Oxlade-Chamberlain accidentally, and Chamberlain hits the post. Drama late here. There are still 30 seconds left in play, and Coquelin does brilliantly to tackle Iwobi now. Coming forward, loses the ball, Iwobi there. Mustafi though, stopping Ibrahimovic even touching it. Koscielny looking at his options, goes out wide to Oxlade. The Ox, coming down the wing, tackled by Shaw. And ladies and gentlemen, the ball going out of play there. By the time they throw it in, the referee just may blow his whistle. Bellerin inside to Ramsey. Ramsey And there goes the whistle, 1-0 Arsenal. A very, very pleasing result for the lads. Oh, I am very pleased with that. That is exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. Pulling that one out of the hat. Very, very pleasing. Sanchez scoring early, and then we are able just to defend the lead. And it has been absolute scenes here. Absolute scenes. And I think I'm going to do a bit of a mid-season recap. We're around Christmas, so I may look at where we have been, how we have gone, just so you guys can see really how we are shaped up so far. Now, going back to our friendlies, we really just dominated all our friendlies, didn't we? So we'll start off really looking at the beginning of the Premier League season. But we won with Sunderland. Theo Walcott, Rob Holding. Holding got off to a brilliant start. Didn't really find opportunities though, just because of the depth we have at centre back. Once Koscielny got healthy and Gabriel got healthy. Draw with Sunderland. Hull is the next game, and you can just really see Mesut Ozil really got us off to a flyer here, scoring in 3 of the first 4 games. With Giroud also getting in a late goal there to equalise with Hull to keep our unbeaten hopes alive. Mesut Ozil penalty in the 34th minute, keeping the draw there, and you can just Alexis Sanchez hat-trick as well against Burnley in a 4-0 thumping. Now you can also see Rene Adelaide start to get off to a season with late goal against United, and this is what really caused Rene Adelaide to get himself running in the first team and really have a place to start going forward and scoring goals. And that was in the EFL Cup, where he really made his impression felt. And then in the Premier League, his first goal was against Bournemouth. So that's been the season so far in terms of our games. In terms of where we are placed in the Premier League, we are unbeaten in 2nd position. The only team ahead of us is of course Chelsea, who have won 2 more games. However, we have 5 more draws as we haven't lost a single game. We have the best goal difference in the league. Surprise packets. Obviously Tottenham vying for a spot right now. Liverpool, United really rounding out the top 4, with Arsenal and Chelsea looking to be the 2 favourites so far. We have advanced to the first knockout round of Champions League, where we will play Leverkusen. In the FA Cup, we were about to enter the 3rd round against Peterborough. EFL Cup, we're in the semi-finals though, against Stoke City. Alexis Sanchez scoring 10 goals for us in the Premier League. Shokradam Mustafi having our highest average rating. The surprise really in the Premier League this season so far, I'm tossing it up, could be Everton, who are flirting with the relegation right now, which I obviously wasn't expecting. Or maybe even City, who are down at 23 points through 18 matches, and they're mid-table. And a team of City's calibre, I definitely was not expecting that. Now, you have to say they're only 12 points off of Tottenham. It's not the end of the world, you know, and they're only 5 points off of 6th. But really, you weren't expecting that. And Champions League, Lucas, Mesut Ozil and Sanchez all scoring 2 goals, with Mesut Ozil really being the standout in terms of ratings. In the EFL Cup, like I said before, Rene Adelaide has been the star of the show with 4 goals and an 8.23 average rating, which is huge. Assists have been spread out, with numerous players only getting 1. The list is there for you to see. Now, looking at the stats so far. Look at it league by league, competition by competition here. We will start off with the Premier League. Most games going to Petr Cech with 17, playing every single game, I believe that is. Petr Cech. Then Aaron Ramsey playing 16. Petr Cech with an average rating of 7. Ramsey, 1 goal, 2 assists. 86% pass completion, almost a tackle per game, just over a dribble per game. His shot percentage, not great, 36%, but a decent average rating. Iwobi 3 goals, 3 assists, 82% pass rating, with almost 4 dribbles. Shot percentage, 52%, decent. Hector Bellerin, 14 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. Hector Bellerin has been very, very solid. Looking at those 3.29 tackles, I've been very pleased with him, and he's only racked up 2 yellow cards. Mustafi flirting with a suspension now, racking up 4 yellow cards. However, the guy has been very solid in defense. Only 1.54 tackles, but the interceptions, he has been absolutely exquisite, and he's won plenty of headers in that defense. Sanchez, 10 goals in 13 matches. What more can you ask for, really, from the lad? Oxlade-Chamberlain, 13 games played, 2.62 dribbles, 1.31 tackles. Obviously far off the quality of Bellerin, but he's getting there, and I strongly believe that with time he will get there, and he has potential to be just as good on the other side. Nathan Ake, I've been pleased with. He's been a good versatile player for me. He can play in defense, he can play at left wing back, he can also play in defensive midfield, and really for me that is what has made him very valuable. Mesut Ozil, 3 goals, 4 assists, and a very good pass completion rate for Mesut Ozil, with a high average rating. Now we start to get out of our first choice players and more looking at our rotation players. Tolisso has his first team quality, but he's really mostly been a rotational player, occasionally playing here or there. Then you've got Xhaka, who has rotated in and out of the side, really swapping places with Tolisso regularly, with Ake occasionally grabbing a game in defensive midfield. Renee Adelaide, probably the surprise. No one really, I definitely, in looking into the season, didn't expect Renee Adelaide to be playing this much. But due to injuries and good performance by him, he has kept a spot in the side. Koscielny only having 8 games. Would be far more, but due to an early injury that kept him out for the first, I believe, 6 games of the season. We'll have a quick look at that. History, injuries. Yes. Fractured ribs, kept him out for 3 weeks right at the start of the season. So he missed about 4 fixtures, and then another one getting healthy. So missed about 5 games, which really kept him out of that obvious first team spot, which is why his games are low. But when he has played with a 7.94 rating, he has been exceptional. Giroud started off hot, really has cooled off, and as you can see, that's made him a bench player. Theo Walcott has had a hand here and there. He seems to be most effective coming off the bench though, Theo. Lucas Perez, once again, a rotation player. El Neni, a rotation player. Francis Coquelin has also been a rotation player, and a player I've been very happy with bringing in and being that rock in midfield with 4.49 tackles per game. Gabriel has an extensive list of suitors. He is transfer listed because he is surplus 2 requirements since signing Nathan Ake, and with Per Mertesacker soon to be healthy to be that big backup, it is time for the club to cash in on Gabriel. Teddy Cazorla also suffering a big early season injury, but since coming back, 3 goals, 1 assist in 3 games, has been very effective. Gibbs, backup player. Espina, the backup goalie, doesn't play much in the Premier League. He plays in all the other competitions, so not much to see there in the Premier League section. And then Reece Nelson, with 3 substitute appearances, will surely get a start very, very soon. Now to look at the Champions League, how we have looked. Obviously, Espina has been our first choice goalkeeper and has been decent. Koscielny playing all Champions League games, but is now close to getting a suspension with, I believe that is, yeah, he's got 1 yellow card, 2 more, and he's got a suspension in the Champions League. And something's gone wrong with my stats, so I'll quickly reload it. Champions Cup. Apparently they have played that much. We'll reload it. Hold up. Competitions, Champions Cup. There we go. Granit Xhaka has also played most of the games. hasn't really impressed, to be honest. Granite could have been doing better, and will maybe might rotate out of the squad due to how poor he has been. The 91% pass completion rate has kept him in for most of his games. Sanchez has underperformed. Expect better from him. Ozil has been very good. A good return of 2 goals and an assist through 5 games, and an 88% pass completion rate has really highlighted his value to the side. Hector Bellerin, though, also exceptional with 2 assists coming from the wing back spot, with 6 tackles a game, 6 dribbles a game, 2 tackles. Oxlade-Chamberlain has been far better in the Champions League with 4 dribbles per game, but defensive work rate will need to improve a bit for him to take that next step up. And everyone else rarely played. The player I would like to highlight the most out of this lot is, if I can find him, here he is, Santi Cazorla. He has once again been exceptional in the games that he has played. He's really vying to take that spot away from Ramsey in our starting 11. Well, guys, that wraps up the episode, and I really hope you have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you have enjoyed it. A big win against Manchester United moves us up into second, and next time I see you, maybe in a while, maybe in the EFL Cup, and gee whiz, we will see. I'll let you guys know when I see you next, because you'll see in the next video. And to see that next video, leave a like if you have enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss it. Cheers, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Comment down below what fixtures you do want to see out of this. See you guys. Have a good one. Bye.